Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Tip to Tip, and my name is Zach. So I was just running some errands. It's getting towards the evening, down near 5 o'clock, and I realized, hey, let me make a quick video. I forgot my phone in the car, and I was like, well, that'll make me an excuse to run back down to the car and make a video. So let me just kick off my day, and then I want to get into some things about like the top 10 things I would do to prevent the stroke I had. But you know, I've pretty much already made videos on these exact same topics. It's just a matter of following through and how do we achieve those goals. So let me just start off with my day. You know, I woke up a little later. It was almost light already, like 7 a.m. or something, you know, where when I'm working, I normally get up more at like 5 o'clock. But so I've been sleeping pretty decent last couple days, overcoming these issues with the medications, high blood pressure medications and blood thinners and aspirin and all, you know, so all these things I never took before, but we're weaning off of those. We're going to wean off of this steroid I'm on to help me with this allergic reaction I was having, and then we'll see from there. But overall, doing pretty good. Today was by far, well, no, let me start off with the breakfast. I knew I was going to have 4 fried eggs, which is roughly, what is that, 7? That's like 280 calories with a tiny bit of butter. No, I didn't use butter. I used a little beef tallow, maybe 2 tablespoons. So that's pretty high fat. So I'll just guess 100 or 2 calories. So just think 400 calories maybe. But I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to be full with that. And I have been eating vegetables. So let me look what's some really low glycemic index. So I had like half a small white onion. So let me chop that up and throw that in the pan. And I was like, oh, a small can of mushrooms. I mean, that's almost no calories, like 20 calories for the whole can. Chopped that up and threw that in there. So half a small onion, small can of tomatoes, mushrooms, and then some kimchi. Just a couple scoops out of a jar of kimchi. And if you look in there, you know, it's just like fermented cabbage and some spices. Very low calorie too, like 15 calories a serving. And I used maybe 1 or 2 servings. Was there anything else? So stuff like that. There might have been one other thing that I'm not thinking of, but onions. Oh, and a small, maybe a quarter of a yellow pepper. Third of a yellow pepper. Also very low glycemic index, low carb, low sugar. So it ended up being way more food than I thought it would be. I mean, 4 eggs is a lot of food anyway, calories wise. You know, especially when you fry it in some butter or beef tallow, you know, you're getting enough calories for breakfast. But the volume that I'm wanting to, you know, fill up with and feel full. So I didn't eat breakfast when I first woke up either. I sat around relaxing, did my breathing and stuff, and we'll get into talking about that. But ended up having breakfast probably between 9 and 9:30. So I looked at the clock, and I don't like to eat more than every 4 to 5 hours. So just say 4.5 hours is kind of the goal to where my digestion won't be upset by repeatedly eating with, you know, like, let's just say even if you eat within 2 hours, you still have food in your stomach, you know, and in a lot of cases, and some foods are not digested yet and not fully processed through your body. So I looked at the clock and I was like, okay, it's 9:30. I got 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. I said, all right, let me say like 2 o'clock. I won't eat till 2 o'clock. So it was pretty cold out this morning. Like it was in the 30s, you know, it was chilly. So I put 2-3 jacket. I put my Pendleton wool jacket on, put my bearskin tactical hoodie over that, had my hat on, my hood, my gloves. Had like a undershirt, like a long sleeve, a warm shirt. And I went for the longest walk I have been able to manage since I had the stroke. By far, by double. I kind of wandered off trail and got a little, not lost at all because I was walking in a straight line just out there and back, but I had veered off in a direction that I didn't realize I did. And I was waiting for something to come up, just kind of daydreaming, and I ended up walking like over 4.5 miles. Well, you know, yeah, there's still some dizziness in my head, and you know, I'm not performing any actions or duties and I was wore out, and I brought some water. I brought an emergency protein bar, actually a meal replacement bar, like a really high calorie, 400 calorie meal replacement bar, just in case I needed it for an emergency. But I didn't need it. I was all bulked up on that breakfast, and that ended up taking me at least a couple hours, you know, let's just say. And because I didn't leave right after I ate breakfast either. So 9:30, so 10:30. I don't think I left till 11:30. Yeah, something like 11:30. So I was like 12:30, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Let me try to leave for 2 hours. And I ended up leaving for really close to 2 hours, just wandering out and wandering back, just slow, stopped a couple times, listening to, so let me get to on the walk, and it's going to tie in with the top 10 things that I would do, that I am going to do to prevent a stroke ever happening to me again. Although they can happen to anybody, anytime. Google it, man, you know, get hot. But there's definitely bonus factors that are going to help you have one. You know, overweight being one, diabetes being one, high blood pressure being one. Those are the things I have. And there's a bunch of other things like smoking, drinking, drugs, various other things that I don't have in my life. So I'm not as concerned. Of course, I could make a top 10 don't do list too. And I have those on my phone. But we'll get to those at another time. So one of the things I like to do is listen to books or read books, listen to the Bible or read the Bible, Bible study aids, or even self-help books or anything like that. So let's multitask. I'm walking. I have hours to walk, and it's like, hey, you got to do something. Not working right now. I don't want to sit around the house and just shrivel up and die in depression. So I'm out walking. So then I'm also listening to books. I was listening into Atomic Habits, which is a great book, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a future video. So boom, 2 things off the list. Go for a walk. Really 3 already at the time I was out there, because I ate a healthy breakfast, checked the box, out for a walk. I don't care if you walk around the block or you walk 20 miles. That's a walk. It's get out there. It's do the hard things, do the boring. Very successful people just keep grinding it out. It's easy to be motivated and do something. You got to do it when you're not motivated. So today I was motivated, but other days we'll see. I'm at least going to get out and walk around the block. So check the box on the books, check the box. So that was like, I also am becoming very aware of my breathing. You can slow your breath down per respirations per minute by being cognitive of them. So as I was walking, I was counting 4 steps, and I was walking slow, just step, 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 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 6, 7, 8, whatever in there. Maybe you'll hold your breath at the end, because you're not just, so, but just maintaining that cognitive awareness of your breathing. Check another box, have my water canteen on my hip. Every time I got tired, and I didn't keep walking and hustle and chug water. I just stopped, relaxed, pulled up. I just had it. I got like a cheap, almost like a kid's army canteen that straps onto my belt buckle, my belt. And I just loop it through it and tighten my belt. And there, I got my canteen on me when I'm walking. I don't even notice it's there. Stop, have a drink of water. It's a quart canteen. I had drank tons of water before I left and packed it up to the top. So I had plenty of water, stopped and drank. So then checked another box, drinking water. And it's debatable how much water you need to drink, but you can definitely have a good guess, taking you're not a drinker, by how clear your urine is. And you don't have a bunch of other things in your body that your body's trying to flush out, because you might have clear urine during diarrhea also, and you're not hydrated at all. But that it's not very yellow. You don't want it clear. If it's clear, quit drinking water. Wait an hour, wait till you're thirsty again before you drink again, and then urinate again, and it's a little lemonade colored, and that's more where you want to be. So let me just transition that in. Wife reheated some stir-fried rice for lunch. So again, it was like, this is not a great meal. But let me do my best. So I put a little half a cup of Greek yogurt and a handful of blueberries that I had rinsed off in a cup. Like I have these small bowls. They're kind of like Asian side dish bowls, maybe even condiment bowls, a little bigger than a condiment bowl, big enough to maybe about the size of a cup. So it's kind of nice when you use those small serving dishes that you'll eat smaller meals. So she had heated that up, and I knew I was going to eat that, but that didn't have a whole lot of protein. It had some chicken and rice, and so I put that cup of Greek yogurt and blueberries in a cup, and then I put the fried rice, and she had heated up and took a bunch of it, and I took the cup, and then I gave her the rest out of the pan, and just to get rid of it all. So a little worse lunch than I want, but I did go shopping and buy some healthier food for the next few days. But still practicing the eating less and having the smaller meals, which reminds me, I did weigh myself in the morning, and I was more like 234, 5, maybe a half a pound or a pound more than yesterday. But obviously I haven't gained a pound of fat. It just depends on your water and your I actually weighed myself after I got back from the walk. Well, that was after that huge meal, so I really don't know what I weighed when I first woke up, but it was right in there, right in that 234 range. Heading in the right direction. But, you got to keep fighting. And then, oh, I'm not losing weight. Then eat less. Just eat less. Drink your water. Don't worry about I'm gained a pound. Just you need to have less body fat on you. And the exact number on the scale, day to day to day, might not matter. But week to week to week and month to month to month, it's gonna add up. And you want to have that water in your body to help you metabolize your food and burn fat. And water, being hydrated helps you burn fat. So stay hydrated. Don't, well, I want to weigh 1 pound less tomorrow, so I'm not going to drink water after 6 p.m. And yeah, you're going to weigh a pound less. You lose about a quarter pound an hour just breathing if you don't eat or drink anything. So 12 hours go by, you're going to lose 3 pounds, but is that body fat? No. So, be legit about it. So real quick, let me get into these 5 or 10 things that I would do. Well, that I'm going to do. I already made some lists. I'm going to get a whiteboard, or maybe what I think I'm going to do is buy a calendar with nice large first, second, third of the month, and just write 1 through 10 on each day of the month, or something like that. Maybe get some stickers, maybe get some check boxes or some marks, and just check off the day so I can look at the day of the month and say, okay, look at that day. I got my water. I did my prayer. I did my meditation. I did my stretching. So that's talking about the top 10. Number one thing I would do is start to drink water. Almost only. If you drink black coffee, I'm not going to argue with you. Go ahead and drink it. There's a lot of good studies out there that it's beneficial to you. There's a lot of studies out there that some people it's not beneficial for. So make it personal and figure it out. Is it helping you or is it not? For me, I felt like it's agitating my heart rate and elevating my blood sugar and blood pressure. So I got it. I cut it out. But I definitely wouldn't argue with somebody that wants to drink coffee. But if you're just drinking water, I get up, I drink a glass of hot water, and then I drink my water throughout the day. And then I usually have a cup of tea at night. And maybe I started drinking a protein shake recently, the last couple of days, just for a snack to get some more protein in me without eating some sugary thing. So number 1, drink water. Number 2, walk. And like I said, put those walking shoes on. I bought some nice, comfortable slip-on Skechers about 6 months ago. Didn't know if I really like them or not because I have like $200, $275 hiking boots and shoes and, really high quality, expensive items. But, these are on sale for like $70 or I don't even remember. And they're super comfortable. I can hike in these things as long as I don't have a 50, 60 pound backpack on. I can walk around in these things all day. And of course, being down 20 pounds is helping on my feet a little bit too. So drink your water, go for your walk. Walk around the block. Just get out. And if you'll commit to walking around the block every day, eventually you're going to be walking miles and miles and miles. And your goal might be to run a marathon, but your activity has to just be a grinder. Nobody's ever got it. Well, few people in the world, in the history of the world, have ever got off the couch and ran a marathon. It has been done, but it is very, very rare. So just get out and go for your walk. So those are the two big ones, okay? Listen to self-improving books. Whether, for me, the Bible, for you, self-help, the Bible, whatever motivates you. YouTube videos on like inspirational speeches, all kinds of Audible books about self-help and stuff. I named the Atomic Habits book. A lot of great advice in there and like how to start habits, how to keep habits, how to maintain and grind out those habits into just a way of life. And there's some steps in there, and we'll talk about those in a different video too. But so number 3 would be read. Number 4, not these are not in order at all. Although I do believe drinking water is like the easiest thing you can do to just start doing it now. But number 4 is to just it could be stretching. It can be God, I should have wrote them all down. Tomorrow I'll make a specific video about this, guys, and we'll talk about it more over the next couple of days as far as the 10 things to do and the 10 things to don't do, because I do have them written down. Water, walking, reading, meditating, breathing, cold therapy, stretching. On my walk, I also stopped and did like shoulder rotations and toe touchers and just multitasked while I was out walking. I was, getting my miles in, getting my steps in, getting my listening to my books in, getting my water in, stretching, breathing. If I would have like jumped in a cold river, it was a dirty, nasty Minnesota river, but That cold therapy is great too for a lot of things. Your immune system, blood pressure, cholesterol. Google it up. I'm overstating how great it is, but it really can hardly be overstated how useful this cold therapy is. So guys, let me wrap it up. I just got back from the grocery store, bought all kinds of just mostly meat, eggs, and a ton of vegetables and leafy greens. A couple fruits like grapefruit and grapes, and tried to pick out some less glycemic fruits. You know, everybody talks about like apple a day keeps the doctor away, you know, but apple might be healthy and great for most people. For one, I would pay attention to the wax on the skin of an apple. If you've seen some of those videos, I've done it years ago. I should probably do it on video, but you know, you could grab like a little fillet knife and scrape it along an apple, and it is just covered in a thick wax. If you just, you know, if you just wash it off and eat that thing, you just ate tons of wax. But going back to the glycemic index, you know, an apple, especially the modern genetically modified apples like a Honeycrisp apple or all these super sweet, gigantic apples that are not natural at all, they're way sugary. They spike your blood sugar significantly if you're in a, you know, in a diabetic state. You know, I'm probably still in that pre-diabetic state condition. To where I really don't want to eat much sugar to spike that up much and mess with my insulin. So I got like grapefruit, which is very low sugar. Grapes, as long as you don't eat 2 pounds of them, you know, they're actually pretty low, pretty high water content in them. Things like that. I was going to buy some more things like cantaloupe or watermelon or, you know, I didn't get cantaloupe because I love it so much. I'll just eat the whole cantaloupe. I didn't look at any watermelon. I did buy some avocados. I bought 4 really green ones, but we'll let them sit around. And that's a fruit that, you know, it's super low glycemic. Have that with like an avocado and a couple fried eggs is amazing for breakfast. Have that on a piece of Ezekiel 4:9 toast, and oh my God, it's so good. Which reminds me too, guys, about like just grinding out success. It's not always as hard. You know, yeah, the things that benefit you the most are the hardest, you know, the benefit you the most in the long run tend to be the things that are harder in the short term. And it's exactly the opposite. The things that really screw you over in the long term are the things that are just very easy to do now. Like sit on your ass and flip through your phone or watch TV or drink or smoke or do drugs or gamble or watch porn. Do all these things that are just so terrible for you in the long run that seem so gratifying at the moment. And it's just, it sucks that it's the other way around, but we try to shift it towards, you know, eating healthy doesn't always suck. There's great tasting, very healthy, very nutritious, delicious, satisfying, give you happiness, joy, food to eat out there that is good for you. Especially the healthier and healthier you get, the more and more of these, you know, these more high glycemic fruits open up, and nuts, seeds, and berries, and everything becomes on the menu. Obviously everything within its capacity to not mess you up. You don't want to eat, even bananas, you know, are so good for you, but they're just packed with sugar. They're so complex of a food that they really do a little number on my stomach. As much as I love them, I could easily eat 10 bananas though. Maybe not 10, but you get my point. I could eat a lot of bananas, and even though they're a healthy food to eat, that would not be good for me at all. It would be overeating, and it would be really spiking my blood sugar and my insulin. So just going back to that story about what am I doing from now on to the future to prevent another stroke. And these are some of the things, you know, just reduce that sugar, drink that water, get those miles in, and blah, blah, blah. And it keeps going. And so as far as the sugar goes, it's eat less sugar, eat less calories. Let's say you're on a 2,000 calorie diet. Just last thing. It's already going on. We're almost up to 20 minutes here in about 50 seconds. This is going to be the last thing. You're on a 2,000 calorie diet, and it's 7:30 at night, and you look at your little food app and you're only at 1,700 calories. Do you get up and go eat 300 calories so that you can get to that 2,000? Because what I'll tell you is a lot of people do. Like that's my calorie goal, you know. My goal, for one, it's 1,800 calories, which is not that big of a difference. But it's also to just stay under it. Not worry to get up to it. Just stay under it. If it's 7:30 at night and I'm under 1,800 calories, I'm certainly not going to the kitchen and trying to get that last 200 calories in me. I'm just like, yes, I only ate 1,589 calories today. You know, I just stay the joy that I that's check that box, you know, ate a reduced number of calories. So guys, stick with me. Don't go away. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. Jesus is king. Victory is coming. The guy had a stroke, but he's going to rock the world out. Down 20 pounds in 3 weeks. And we're going to go down another 20 pounds in another 3 weeks or a month, whatever. We're going to keep on doing it. We're never going to give up. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.